Welcome to the podcast, everybody. And as always, we ask you to do a couple things before we get started. First, go to Facebook, like and share the Facebook page. Then you go to Twitter. Twitter handle is
@ComesNaturalPod.
Then you go to iTunes, rate, subscribe, and review. Cody, start the podcast.
Comes naturally, we are.
Joe.
Mike.
I am Cody. Welcome to this week's show, everybody.
Yeah.
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 This week, we're bringing the noise and the funk.
Oh, Mike's bringing the funk, I think.
I'll bring the noise.
Oh, god damn it.
Very white.
So white.
So very white. All right.
Like when you go to a paint shop, you see like white, off-white, and then Joe.
Yeah.
That's what's there.
It's the
You're
shade
like,
before
people are like,
eggshell.
oh man, that is white.
That is blinding.
That's blindingly white. It was like fake movie teeth white.
Then you have Canadian Joe,
Oh, good lord.
which is
There.
just
It's weird because it's white but smells like maple syrup
yeah.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Mike was flipping me off. Like he's sitting there with this like this. I was like,
It's probably trying
"Fuck did
to.
I do?"
No flips offs.
All right.
No flips off, sir.
So,
All right. So what we were talking about, the
Um,
word cunt versus the word twat. And
family friendly episode right away. So pause this episode for real quick. Go get your kids. We're all gonna listen in.
we're all going to talk
And if you
about
don't have kids, drive
words.
to elementary school and just put it on like loud.
Yeah.
Like just crank your speakers up in your car, or see if there's a boom box of some sort you can plug into.
That you can
From-
hold
from
over
what
your
I've
head
heard,
and try to get your girlfriend back
This
with.
podcast will be also good for like, in utero, so you can like put those headphones on the
Yeah,
stomach.
the baby headphones.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they can listen to this too.
Yep.
So
And at your next church meeting,
Can you imagine having a kid's first word be cunt?
well, if I had a kid, it probably would be close.
Nah.
That or something racist.
You're going to be
apparently.
an
you would have like
awful
a
father.
hairy little like Ewok running around.
He is going to look like an Ewok.
Well, you know kids aren't born with like hair like that,
No.
right?
Regular kids aren't.
Yeah.
Oh.
A Cody kid, though.
Cody kid?
That little
Fair enough.
Ewoking
'Cause,
motherfucker.
like you had
He's
your
gonna be
beard
throwing
since you were
sticks
like
and attacking
6
robots.
months, right?
First off, I'd have to marry a hairy woman too, because
You don't have to.
usually-
She could have a recessive gene, and you
Oh,
could
you
have
have to be
like
bi-
a
but you
super
have to-
strong genes.
You have to look at her father because that's where it comes from. So if like
Yeah.
if I marry an Italian broad and her dad's like Mario Luigi, like
Yeah.
Harry,
Here
it's
comes
like
with the racism
definitely.
again.
You said Mario Luigi, and all I could think it was literally like a green plumber character. I was like,
Well, I said Mario or Luigi, like either one
Yeah.
of them. Hopefully, tall.
Mario?
Mario.
Mario?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mario.
yeah,
And
this
then
wasn't
Luigi
Luigi Mario.
Yeah. But Mario's hairier than Luigi Mario, so.
Makes sense.
But yeah, if, like one of those guys, they're like, well, then we're in trouble. Because, yeah, she doesn't look that hairy, but her dad,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he can't go into the woods because people shoot at him. Because he's hairy. And Henderson's.
Then every day, Cody's reminded of the worst part of Star Wars. Wasn't the worst,
Worst
part to me.
part?
Wasn't the worst part to me.
Get out of
I'm
here.
about to say, no.
Prequels?
Fucking meat-eating tree bears. Hello. That's terrifying. Murderous tree bears. Oh, look at they're all cute and fuzzy. They murdered them and then played drums with their helmets.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
You don't get helmets
The
without
heads-
bodies.
What do you
The
think
heads
they
are
were
still in there.
eating?
Well,
Brains.
there's a different amount of head in each one, so
Yeah,
it has a
they
different
have a
resonance
different-
when you hit it.
Oh, okay, that
They're
makes
like
sense.
what they do is they leave the strap on and they carve out what they don't need to make the chamber inside bigger or smaller for more resonance. When
So
they're
what you're
playing
saying is
helmet drums.
there's literally a bear who's sitting there like cutting pieces out. Then he hits it, and he's like, "Nope, not there
Yeah.
yet." And he's cutting
Yeah,
more
for
pieces
sure.
out, and dunk, dunk,
Yeah.
dunk, oh, finally,
And he's like nub nub, and he
nub
puts it out.
nub,
Yeah.
because that's all they say is nub nub.
That's all you ever hear. And ooh, and a little bit of crying
yeah,
when that one Ewok dies.
right. So sad too.
George Lucas, you monster.
You terrible human being.
That's where Joss Whedon got it from.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
Always have to have somebody die.
Yep. Can't be pretty. Fuck yourself. Let's see. News. Anybody got anything good? Because there's not much.
Nope.
Hey, first off, I'm gonna say this out loud. You
Okay.
motherfuckers need to go see The Purge, the new one.
Nah.
I saw it already.
No, I'm not. I'm talking to these people.
Oh, not these motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, one of
These
these motherfuckers. He's not going to see it because Mike has an aversion to violence. But
Really?
No,
You pussy fire?
I just never seen any of
The
them. I've
fuck
had
is
no,
that?
No interest.
have you seen any other ones? First
No.
one,
First
you can
one,
skip. First
yeah.
one's the ending's garbage.
But I see them. I'm like, I guess it's a kind
No,
of
no,
cool
no.
idea.
The
but-
second one, if you go into it thinking that the dude is literally the Punisher,
Yeah,
it's an amazing movie.
it's true. Plus, the violence is so stepped up in the second one.
And the second one, yeah,
Is this the third or the fourth one?
Third.
one.
This is the third one.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Crossbone's been in the last two, right?
yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Is he
what
in
I
the
mean.
first one? He's not in
No.
the first one.
Ethan Hawke's in the first one.
That's weird.
He dies
Spoiler.
in the worst way possible.
Yeah, it's been out for how many years? It's no longer a spoiler.
That's
Fuck
true.
them.
Yeah, I don't know. I just when I saw the first one, or not saw the first one, I saw the trailers for it. I was like, it's kind of cool idea, but it looks weird. I don't really care. And then I heard it wasn't very good. So like after that, I was like,
Well, and the only reason we went and saw the second one was because we got preview screenings.
Yeah, so we didn't pay anything
Yeah,
for
so
it
like
That's
we went
why.
back and saw it.
because it was really
Yeah.
good.
I paid my monies. I was like, no, you guys won me over because
Mm-hmm.
this first one, the ending was horrible. I'll tell you about the ending. Okay, so the ending of the first one, I'm gonna spoil it for you. Oh, bad, too bad. All right. So the whole thing about the first one is it's a very low, like small cast because it's all about this one family, which is Ethan Hawke's family.
Mm-hmm.
So they let someone, his youngest son lets someone who's being chased by a bunch of purgers into their house, and their house has a security system. And to let him in, he has to reverse it so all the metal panels that covers the doors and windows go up, but he can reverse it so the guy gets in, then he can reverse it so it goes back down.
Yeah,
Well, he does this, and then these people make it their mission to break into the house to kill this guy and the family. So whole thing goes down, blah blah blah. They get in because of mistakes, because duh. Then, the main bad guy, you could say, kills Ethan Hawke, and the wife finally gets a drop on him, gets a gun, and is about to kill him, and then the siren goes off to end the purge, and then she doesn't kill him.
yeah, because at that point it'd be considered
Yeah.
murder.
This is the logic that I had in though. You are in your house where no one else can see you. You murder that motherfucker and whoever else is alive, and you say you killed it before the siren went off.
Right?
I don't care
Because
anybody.
There would be no way to prove it.
Yep. Fuck him. I was like, he's viciously murdered your husband in front of you and your kids.
Yeah,
End that motherfucker right now.
yeah,
Fuck that guy.
yeah.
Because then at that point, you could easily say, oh, it was self-defense.
No.
And be like, yes, they broke in during the purge, but they were still here. They didn't leave. They were going to do bad things, and I got him.
Mm-hmm.
Second one, on the other hand, they're just like, we know what we did in the first one. That was our bad. So we're going to show you a bunch of murder for a long time, give you a wee bit of story why this guy is super mad, wee bit of story why these people are in trouble, and then more murder.
And then just sprinkle in all the fucked up weird shit
Yeah.
all throughout.
Then the third one comes along. They're like, you know what our favorite part about the second one was? The murder and weird shit. So now we're gonna have murder and weird shit. Fuck, and their murder fuck baby thing is what we're gonna make this movie.
Yeah, that's
They
pretty
made
much what it
murder
was.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was. Whew, wow. They had a fucking drone at one point
yeah, that was
that
pretty
was
funny.
following them. That was dope as shit. They had probably the most racist group of people I've ever seen in any movie.
Which one was that?
The force that went after the senator.
Oh,
Remember
okay,
that,
yeah,
like
yeah.
all their
'cause
they had like
it was
KKK
literally
patches
the white,
and
white supremacists
yeah,
on
white
the
power
back.
on their back.
Yeah.
On the patch, like they were wearing riot gear, so they had like the things where they could put your insignias, like your name and stuff. But instead of their names, they had patches for all these like every
It was
symbol you
literally-
can imagine
yeah,
for a
Confederate
racist
flag.
group. Confederate flag, swastika,
Swastikas.
Iron Cross, the SS symbol. Dude had a swastika on his neck tattooed, right?
Yeah, and then
He had
like
an iron
the little
cross.
the SS
He had the
tattooed
SS on his
him.
eye.
Yeah,
He had American flag tattooed to the side of his head. Like,
yeah.
dude, it
was
was
super
like his head was shaved, but he had sideburns.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that dude is racist. Like, racist. Oh, it was yeah.
But the whole scene where fuck that group of girls
Yeah,
outside
dude.
of the convenience store.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The first time they show up, I was like, it's gonna go down.
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking Marcos pops that chick in the ear.
Which
I was like,
hilarious.
oh, that's dope as balls. You should have shot that bitch in the face, though.
I will say that whoever that girl is that played that character, oh my god, she played it so well.
Oh, dude, when she
So
made the comment about
creepy and-
she murdered
oh.
her parents and now she's back for her candy bar, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you
Oh.
need to kill that bitch now.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
yo.
she murdered her parents. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Even if this wasn't the purge, you need to shoot that crazy bitch.
Yeah, Bubba, you need to shoot her. Like,
But nope. Suddenly doesn't want to.
I was like, no, you need to eliminate that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's the purge. You okay?
But when they come back and then
With
the-
their fucking sauce.
the two main girls get cut to get hit by that fucking van.
One bounces off and lands
Oh.
off the other car. The other one literally gets rolled over, and then she comes out with her fucking shotgun with the grip on the pump,
Yeah.
and
Oh
she
my God.
blasts the one chick holding. They had no idea she was there. She was
No.
still sawing away. Or, I guess it was a chick. Might have been a dude. I don't know. I think
In
they
the
were all
pig
chicks,
costume?
probably. No, the first one.
Okay, yeah.
That was a chick. I'm talking about the pig one. But yeah, she blasts that bitch. She had no idea. She's still sawing away in the door. And then the other pig one sees it and starts running. Just gets capped mid run and flies back. And then you hear a noise. She turned around and be like, "Pacow!" Right in that bit. No cut from it either. Just pow right in the face with the shotgun. I was like, "Oh, you guys stepping it up. Something fierce. Something fierce." Yeah, it was.
Or how about the scene just before that where
Well,
not,
the
not
Europeans?
Punisher, yeah, with the Europeans, and they're kicking the shit out of not Punisher and the senator,
The one
and
dude's
you're like,
choking her.
yeah, and you're like, oh my god, this is like, this is it, this
Yeah,
is
it's like,
done,
this is like-
and then just
yeah.
suddenly, double-fisted guns,
Yeah, just bah, 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 and they all get fucking. And some of them get away, some of them don't get away. He's fucking murdered. Yeah, man, that was rough. Yeah, violence. The one thing though that like was weird to me was at the church scene with all the founding fathers when they
Okay.
killed that dude.
yeah,
Like, it just seemed like that was a little over too quick. Like, yeah, he stabbed him a bunch, but that dude was like pretty much dead like after like the third stab.
yeah.
I was like, I kind of expected more with all the like gadgetry he had, like the saw.
Well,
like,
I think that was for like, the way I saw it was that instance right there was just for that one guy.
Gotcha. Okay, and then the rest of the people tied up to
And
the
then the-
dollies downstairs
Would have been for the rest. Would have been
Gotcha,
for the
yeah.
rest of them.
Purge and
And what's her
purify.
name?
the senator.
The senator would
was
be
all for the founding fathers. Yeah.
it was just for them. So they would each walk up, choose their instrument, and do whatever the fuck they wanted. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, no, a crazy priest there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just sitting there, stab, and you can see like that
happy?
dude was like a psycho. Like
Yeah.
in normal life, that'd be the guy that you'd
Everyone
be like,
avoids.
I'm pretty sure that is a serial killer.
You'd always try to give that guy
Oh,
the candy
that was
bar.
another patch that I saw on their uniform was the circle with the cross in it.
Zodiac,
Zodiac killer. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, the Zodiac killer symbol. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mark of the Zodiac. Yeah, like that dude's the guy you try to give candy bars to in regular life. Like, oh,
no, that's the dude that gives out candy bars and then kidnaps little kids. That's the way I took it.
well, yes, but like if you work with that guy, unfortunately, like you're the guy like tries to be friends with him, just in case he comes on a murder spree. He'll come by and go, oh, thanks for the candy bars, and move on to the next office,
I would hope so.
or go, you ruined my teeth, murder. Like, no, I made a mistake.
We make holes in teeth.
We make holes in teeth. That's the second time today.
Yep.
That's awesome. We said that last night too, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We're on a roll.
It
Yep.
started last night and then continued over.
Yeah. Mike, what you got, buddy?
So, did you like it?
I did enjoy it a lot.
It was good. Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it.
It's just they're so. I think it's because it's like they're so over the top violent with it.
Mm-hmm.
In the world they built.
There's a
it's
spot
just,
for that. I like right now. I go in this weird, especially lately. Like when I say lately, I mean like the last couple years. If it's not like a movie that I already have a previous investment in, like a Marvel movie or something like that, like I more
You're
just
less likely to give it a chance.
no, not that. I just want to see different shit, like more story driven shit now, like dialogue driven stuff. It's like there's obviously a spot for movies like The Purge and stuff like that, but I just don't. I don't really
Dark,
have a lot of
deep
interest in
spot?
it right now. At some point, I'll be like,
That's
I wanna
what
watch some
summertime's for,
murder.
though.
Yeah.
The summertime is never those like, oh, it's gonna be a really good story driven movie. It's like,
I would say this had more story in it than most action movies, because
Yeah,
most action
the-
movies of this, I mean, they don't have as much murder in them as they
They
do
should.
as this does, but
Fucking 80s style.
it had more story. Where most action movies would be just literally straightforward. Oh, you killed my wife. I go kill you now.
Exactly.
Where this one has a bit
Or
more
their dog.
or their dog. Yeah, dude.
They do get murdered for sure. Or kidnap their daughter.
This one had a little bit more of a message to it that whatever happened, the economic crisis, and this evil group
The
took
message
over.
was basically, please don't vote for Donald Trump.
In
Yeah,
some
in a way,
context, yeah. In some context, yeah. But it was about the social issues and the weird, fucked up way people will act around. When they're given this okay for the next 12 hours, you can kill or do or plunder or whatever you want to do.
I guess we should say, if you don't know what The Purge is, by the way, I guess this is a time to say this. So, if you don't know what The Purge is, it's in this alternate world where in the United States, continental United States, I think is the only place it actually happens.
Yeah.
Like the lower 48, you know what I mean? For one night a year and one night only, for 12 hours from 7 p.m. right
Yeah.
to 7 a.m., all crime is legal.
Including murder.
Murder, rape, everything. No matter, think of the most heinous thing possible. You can do it for those 12 hours.
The only thing initially that you weren't able to do is go after certain excluded individuals,
Yes.
which would be like congressmen, the president, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those were the rules.
Every normal person is free game.
Yep.
And they built this economy around it where you have purge insurance. So if you want a business purge policy, so if you're off hiding and your business gets ruined, you get money back from it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's part of
That's part of this,
another person's
yeah.
story in this one. But so it's because of it, our country is actually on the uprise with the economy, and this year so much more in this particular one because they have a thing called murder tourism that's coming up, and it's actually foreigners like from other countries, not just being sounding bad. They use Europeans. I think it was the English people. They flew into Washington D.C. just for the purge, so they could participate in the purge, and they're just gonna go home.
Yeah.
Because obviously in their country they can't do it
Yeah.
without obviously
Being
repercussions and
convicted
punishment.
of murder.
So and it's funny because I never thought about that before.
That this wasn't
That-
happening in other countries.
Yeah. So and then and I was like, oh, what would stop someone from another country, like someone from Canada, just that day just going to America to murder some fucking white people, some Americans,
Imagine being on accidental vacation over here during that time.
yeah, dude,
Oh.
I don't think
Our plane got delayed. The plane got delayed from leaving or
Actually,
something.
in 2 there was some people that were on vacation. Remember, they were the ones that broke down that ran into Frank Grillo the first time.
No, I don't think they were on vacation.
They
were on vacation, but they weren't from Europe or anything.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
were
think.
here, but yeah, their car broke down
Yeah.
in the wrong time,
Yeah.
and then you find out it wasn't actually broke down; it was sabotage because they knew. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it blew my mind when they said that. I was like, "Why is this dude at the airport?" And he's like, "So the biggest new trend is murder tourism." I was like, "Fucked up!
Yeah.
That's so fucked up." The most fucked up. I was like, Jesus, and they were so happy to be
They were
there.
yeah.
And then the worst part is you see them later in the movie, and they're dressed like
Every
American
president
presidents.
And
There's
Statue of
that's the
Liberty.
statue, so that light up Statue of Liberty face you see
Yeah.
on the poster and stuff. That's one of the Europeans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're dressed like George Washington and
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, just
yeah.
murdering people. And then that's when we're dressed like the patriotic with the curly wigs and the red and white striped outfits and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, damn, this dude wrote this is fucked up.
Not as many jump scares in this one as there were in the other one.
I hate jump scares.
The beginning had legitimate jump scares.
Yeah.
But no, the second one, they really tried to jump scare you, and this was funny because I was expecting it at some points in this one, and then they didn't do them.
Which
and then
was
when you
even
didn't
better.
then you didn't expect them, they did, and I was like, oh, okay, those are good. Like the part where the one that I did suspect were those 3 dudes that were sitting around that car when you first see the Europeans for the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, those guys aren't dead. They're not dead.
No.
They're don't walk between them. Walk around them.
And they weren't dead.
Yeah.
But the one that I was expecting was the they were in that ambulance, and they came upon that wife.
Triage van?
Yeah, the triage van. They came upon the wife and the
Yeah,
husband
dude, I
laying
totally
there.
expected
And
that.
I was like,
like,
don't get out of the van because you know, like 3 or 4 are gonna come running out of nowhere, and they're
Yep.
gonna come try and kill you.
That's
Nope.
one of my favorite throwaway lines, by the way, is when they're driving back. She's like, "This, what does the world come to?" That lady shot her husband just because she was unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
And they instantly regretted it because
Yeah.
she realized what she did, and that's where like because I don't think I've actually ever seen the first one, but I get the idea behind it. But they took into the second one, they took the idea that the real people in the United States are actually sick and tired of the purge. They don't want this happening because they're the poor people, they're the people that are getting killed, whereas the rich people are the ones that are literally going out and doing this for a sport. Because that's what happened in the second one.
the second one, they had groups of people who go out and they get people and they'd bring them to this one location. They would murder them there.
Yeah,
like
it was literally a sport. It was literally
Yeah, they had like champions, like they had their hunters, and then they
Yeah.
had their people, and they let them out in this maze area.
Like
that was
Hard
dark.
Target.
Kind of, but it was like
Boom.
the thing with Hard Target is the Hard
watched
Target was out
Purge with
like
Van
out in the like they let them go out in the wild
Yeah.
to hunt them. This is like
an enclosed room.
yeah, like
It was
hunting
large.
for sport. You know what I mean? Like
There were hedges and stuff, so
lights, and there's like
Yeah.
bright lights and neon, like flat like strobe lights and like dark areas. So you kind of had to do it. But they had like night vision goggles and scoped rifles and all sorts of shit. And they're like they didn't give them anything. So Franco had to fucking take that brick and hit that one bitch straight in the
Oh,
fucking head.
that
Oh,
was
it's
the
fantastic.
best sequence in that
Yep.
whole entire movie was that whole entire hedge fight because
Yeah.
goddamn he fucked people
So
up.
bad, dude. I was like, yeah.
Oh.
Too bad
Wasn't
your
there also
crossbones.
one with the katana? Didn't like he take a katana away from
Yes,
someone and
fucking-
just chopped her in half or
Yeah.
something?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Oh. But yeah,
And then all
the
these people
third
like
one-
watched from the second floor.
Yeah.
Like watched it, and then so when he got a gun, he unloaded on the windows, like shooting at people.
yeah.
I was like, "You motherfuckers, dude!"
And that's where you find out about the resistance that
Yeah.
the Dante, I think his name is,
I think
and that
Dante,
carries over to the third movie,
where they're freedom fighters.
where they're freedom fighters, and they actually set up hospitals and stuff during the purge. That's where the triage man comes from. So I would say there's a bit more story into it than a lot of other action movies.
But the violence, like the second one has a really good violence, like visual effects. The third one though, is fucking so spot on, like so good. Because like in the second one, they did a lot of that from a distance.
Yeah.
You shoot someone in blood. This is like straight up on people, gunning them down. Like
Oh,
it
he was
just,
digging the bullet out of his shoulder. Oh,
Please don't show it. They showed it.
I'm pretty sure he was digging something really out of his chest.
Yeah, dude.
That's how bad it was. Like, oh,
I almost looked away. I was like, no, don't do
he
it.
he does the whole like, where's the bullet thing first. He sticks his finger in there, and then he goes there, and then he grabs a pair of forceps because they're in the triage van, and he's just like digging
Just
in
digging
there,
in.
and he pulls out. By the way, like a pristine bullet.
Yeah.
That,
That
has
was
a
like one
tracking
thing. Like,
dart on.
had
on
a
it.
little bit of. I was like, dude, I don't know what that bullet's made out of, but apparently it doesn't affect rifling or
And-
impact damage.
Yeah, and it somehow has the tracking device
And it was
in it.
so fucking big. Like that thing would have exited.
That thing
like,
was huge.
enough power to be able to shoot that bullet. That thing should have exited his body.
Yeah, left a
Like I
giant hole
expected
in
to
the
see
back.
like a deformed cartridge that like got stuck in him because of it.
Uh-huh.
He pulls out a perfectly like cylindrical, still
Looked like
formed bullet. I was like, I don't know what material that's made out of, but you should make all bullets out of that because that'll do way more worse damage.
Mm.
But yeah, it was
Yeah.
brutal. Fucking, my favorite part was that suitcase. I was like, you don't know that's a fucking bomb? Look at this thing. Like, why would he leave it on the fucking desk like this?
Yeah, I will say that the senator, they didn't play her as like some stupid dumb woman
No,
like
no,
they
she was.
tend to do. You know, where not Frank
Yeah,
says, stay here. She stays there.
yeah,
And she helps out. Give me a gun. Okay, here you go. She helps out. She's not stupid. She does everything that a normal, reasonable person should do.
Yeah.
She wasn't written like a crazy, stupid idiot.
We're like
Running and screaming around and having to be protected.
Like, what was that movie we saw with Owen Wilson and Blake Lively? Not Blake Lively. It's the one with he was like working for a power company that went to that foreign country, had Pierce Brosnan
Oh,
stuff in it.
yeah. Because it had Pierce Brosnan in it too, and
Yeah. You know
I
what
don't
I'm talking
remember.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
I can't remember. I can't think of the name of the movie right
I'll
now.
look it up. I guess figure it out.
Not Nowhere to Run.
No,
Anyways, doesn't matter.
but the wife in it is
Yeah,
what
like,
you're talking about. Yeah.
You think she seems real level? I mean, she's obviously scatterbrained because they're just traveling and like their lives are uprooted because they had to move this foreign country. Blah blah blah. Right? But like she makes some of the dumbest
Escape.
decisions. No escape. I knew
yeah.
something like that. She makes some of the dumbest decisions. Like he gets grabbed. Like he's about to get seen by the dudes. Right? So she runs out in the open and gets grabbed. I was like,
Yeah.
you make a noise for diversion, or you throw something like.
You
don't just walk
expose
over
yourself
here.
and then
I was
suddenly
like,
you're captured and you're like, oh,
borderline rape until Pierce Brosnan just happens to fucking be there.
yeah.
Oh my god! I was like, what? And then like the little girl walking out into the rain when her dad is getting attacked by the one dude.
Yeah.
I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, your family's just full of fucking morons.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, that's what pissed me off with that movie. Is like she was like, they showed her being strong and motherly, and then she made some of the worst fucking decisions ever.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I hate movies that do that so much.
If you just
Hate
make her
them.
useless, make her useless. Don't make her fucking useful, and then when it's convenient, make her not useful.
Yeah.
Anyhow, go see The Purge. It's fantastic. As long as you're into violence. Like, if you're like, oh, I like wholesome movies, don't go see this.
I was surprised by how many people showed up to that theater, too.
Yeah, on a
Oh, my
Sunday.
God.
Um,
It was, what, 8:40 when we went? I mean,
yeah, which was a mistake.
At
I
that point,
kind of wish we went to 11, but I wish
Yeah.
there was a 10 o'clock one.
at that point in time, I figured there would be people there.
Yeah.
But that was packed.
Yeah. When someone brought their kid
Yeah.
there in front of us, I was like,
Yeah. You
of
shouldn't
all-
be doing that,
of
guys.
all R-rated movies, this is probably the one you shouldn't bring him to.
Well, they were actively checking tickets at the door.
Yeah.
That's how bad the
rated
theater
R
thought it
this
would
is,
be.
yeah. It's not a potty mouth rated R. It's like
No.
a straight up
Blood
murder,
and guts
violence,
and murder. And,
talk
yeah.
about rape. Like, that gets that thing that
candy
actually,
bar thieving.
like I laughed.
Well, how dare they?
I laughed a lot in it, which is sort of disturbing.
Because
but
waffles and pussy is
waffle. No, yeah, waffle and pussies. That was one of the fantastic lines. But like I laughed at like the violence in it, which probably makes me a bad person.
Yeah.
Like when that bitch with the pom pom hairdo got blasted in the face, I laughed. Like
Yeah.
I legitimately LOL.
But I think there's a difference between that type of laughter, because I did too, because I was sitting there going, oh, that bitch got what
Yeah.
she fucking deserved, because that was a psycho bitch. Now, if you would have been like, oh, and laughed like that at some main character that you're supposed to feel something
yeah,
for,
like if
then
like
you're
when,
a monster.
Spoilers: when Bubba got shot and was dying, if he would have died, I'm like, haha, you died, you dumb
Yeah.
idiot. Then I would have been like more of a monster.
Yeah.
Like I found myself laughing at like a lot of the violence, and I was thinking to myself, I might be a more worse person than I thought I was. But then I was like,
Good chances. Good
I heard
chances.
I heard other laughing too, and it wasn't just me, so I'm okay with
Oh
it.
no,
No,
I
your laughing
chuckled
was
some.
loud and it echoed back.
No.
actually
Some
might
of
be
some
true.
of that might have been me too, because there were scenes
well,
where
you too.
somebody would get hit, and you're just like, oh,
They do-
dude.
when they're
Yeah, but like,
driving in that
oh, is different than like, ha 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 ha, you know?
when they're driving in the triage van and that fucking bus plows through those fucking purgers.
Oh no, I laughed at that too.
I lost it. I was like, oh fuck yeah, hit him with the bus. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it was fantastic.
But in my mind, at least, and maybe that's excuse me.
Well,
That
yep.
came up. I
Hey,
couldn't help
Taj.
it. I said excuse me, and I looked away from the
he
mic.
did look a little away from the mic. It
I
picked
tried
it up
to.
still, but it's all right.
because I was trying to talk and burped at the same time. But no, in my mind at least,
Chirped.
they're out there, they're purging, they get hit by a van or a bus that was also purging. They're horrible people.
Yeah.
So
Moral of the story: don't purge.
Oh, it's pretty
not
pretty,
cool.
pretty awful. So, and this will be the last point on this. We'll try to talk about something else. Did you expect more when you saw the bloody black guy standing on the edge, the corner, making his proclamation about he's the best?
yes, I did.
All right, so they're going in the triage van, right? And they're trying to get away because they're figuring out they're being followed because they just got lit up by an attack helicopter. And the point of view of the camera is telling you, they show you inside, they're driving away. Then they show for like a long time this muscle bound, just covered in, I'm hoping, other people's blood. Otherwise, he needs to see a doctor.
Yeah.
Just ripped black guy with like dreads and a bandana, just roided
yell-
out of his mind, yelling. And so he has this big monologue speech about, I'm the best and I'm gonna murder everybody, all this stuff, right? And you're on him like forever. And I was like, oh, shit's about to go down in the worst way for these people, like our group of heroes.
There was two ways I thought that
Yep.
scene was going to go, and I think the first way is what you're saying
Yep.
is that they were going to end up in a place, which they kind of did,
Yep.
sort of, where they should not be, like
Yeah.
some sort of gang territory that where they would just get
Exactly.
murdered.
And then so the other one I thought was like, oh, there's no one else around. He's gonna get fucking lit up by this helicopter, and it's gonna be amazing.
Exactly.
Neither of those happened. I was like, all right,
Nope.
okay, that's
It was
weird.
a throwaway scene.
Yep, just
Nothing
this,
happened.
like they just like this would be really cool to have this muscle bound guy covered in someone else's blood, just screaming at the top of his lungs in the middle of this fucking city while it's in the purge. Because this one takes place in and around DC, by the way.
Yeah.
because she's a senator running for president.
Yeah.
And I saw him. I was like, oh, this is gonna be some Lord of the Flies warrior shit right now. Like we gonna
Yeah.
get down to it. And then it didn't happen. And then they run into the bikers. I was like, oh, never mind, it's gonna happen. And it didn't happen. I was like,
that
oh.
still didn't happen either.
I was like, that's cool, I guess. And then they murdered those two fucking racist dudes. Like,
Oh, yeah.
if you're gonna run around in racist affiliated stuff, you better be prepared to fight. Especially when, like, I don't know about you. This is my first gut attack, like thing. I turn around and see all those black bikers.
Yeah.
And
they
Mexicans
specifically
and,
said
like,
that they were what, Crips?
Crips,
or,
yeah. And I was like, this is my reaction. Yes, I am fully armored. They have lots of guns. I have a gun. But there's way more of them than what my gun could eliminate right now. So I'm right by this body of water. I'm just gonna jump in.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
I was like, yo,
no.
Jim, because that's the whitest name I can think of right now, next to me. Hey, I don't want to give away our plan, but we should probably jump in this water behind us before these motherfuckers kill us.
Yep.
Nope, they're just like, ah, and then you hear gunfire, and they come back, and these dudes are dead as fuck.
Yep.
And blood everywhere. But the best part was, like, when they first walked up, the area where they're at, no bullet damage, continuity error. They go back to it, they show it from the other guy's perspective, and there's bullet holes everywhere. I was like, oh, that's what I expected to see.
Yeah.
Because these dudes got lit the fuck up. But yeah, the point is, you should see The Purge.
You know what I watched this Sunday?
What'd you watch?
Finding Dory.
We watched that too. That was last Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was a good movie too.
It was a good movie.
You know.
good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. My favorite part was, first off, did you notice they had a live action short at the beginning?
Yeah, dude, hilarious, right?
Piper? That was live action, right? I'm pretty sure that was live action.
Yeah. I'm
Because
pretty sure it was.
that was incredible.
Yeah, looked great.
Like, holy shit. I was like, oh, they're straying away from the anime. That's cool. But the feathers were unbelievable. The
Oh my
water,
God.
the
The
sand.
dirt. Yeah, the
Like,
sand.
holy shit. I was like, what now? How's that work? But Dory's the graphic. I was good, like before we went inside. I was planning on watching Finding Nemo again, and then rewatch and just like rewatch it and then go watch Finding Dory. Not that I forgot the story, but I just wanted to see. But the visuals in Finding Dory, we saw 3D IMAX.
Which was amazing.
It looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like the octopus, Hank, right? Was his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked
Oh,
unbelievable, dude. Septopus, yeah. It was not
Septopus, that was funny. Yeah.
Kept correcting him.
May not be able to remember, but I can count.
But yeah, he looked amazing. Mm-hmm. Like when he changed colors, it was fantastic.
And that was one of the best parts for the credits. You're
yeah.
suddenly like, wait, is that? Oh shit, it is.
Yeah.
He's just like appearing out of different places.
The
and
car
stuff.
one was my favorite though, because he had a can of beer.
Yeah.
Just made me laugh.
But no, that
I heard
movie was
people
really good.
people seem to like it, but I did hear a lot of shitting on it. I think people are mad at Pixar right now for doing all these sequels. But I'm like, yo, it's the right time frame to hit these sequels. Like,
You can't be always
they
coming up
let-
with new.
well, not even
Property.
that. Like, the story's been good. None of them has been bad. They've all been very good movies. I don't know why people were shitting on this movie. It holds up. Like, I'd have to watch it a couple times before I made any like definitive statements, but it holds up really well with the first
Yeah,
one.
like it feels like a true sequel
Yeah.
to it. It's just like, I think what I thought was like, oh, Finding Dory. Obviously, it's gonna be about Dory, because it's in the name. But I thought it was cool because it didn't exactly mirror the first one,
No.
No, not at all.
and it was different enough, even though it was like obviously
They put it in a
they're
way
finding
different
Dory.
environment.
Yeah, like
like a very different environment.
Yeah.
So that kind of just the environment change alone lend itself to be a whole different kind of movie.
and the fucking bird.
The bird was
seagull,
hilarious.
whatever it was.
Just
No, it
popped
was-
up at the end.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh.
made me laugh so much too. And the other sea lion was really funny too.
Oh my God!
How just Alba's character and his
oh.
buddy were when they're yelling at the
Off,
like
off,
the,
off,
and they just go right back to sleep.
Oh,
Don't get used to it. And I love at the end when he's like, oh, made me laugh so much.
fucking crazy.
Did you
looking.
spot John Ratzenberger?
No.
So he's in every Pixar movie, as we know.
Right.
So in this one, do you remember where I told you where he was at? I know you didn't spot him.
No, I didn't spot him. I can't remember where you.
So
said.
when Dory finds her old house, and she's looking at the drain, she's not going to go in. There's the two little crabs, and
Yeah.
one's cutting
Oh,
the
yeah,
grass.
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
solid. Yeah.
Yeah.
because he's always a background character, except for Toy Story. He's legitimately in it.
yeah.
But yeah, everything else, he's always a background character. But yeah, the movie's really good. Like it ramped up the feels way more than the first one. They're like, you know what we do, right? We're like, no, it's gonna be a good sequel. We're gonna fuck them
You
over.
know how we're gonna start it though? We're gonna make the most adorable cartoon character you've ever seen in your life.
Yep.
And then make her lost and scared.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And then just the fact, I don't know if people really picked up on this, but that montage of Dory being lost and asking people like to help her find
Bill
something
Hader's fish.
Yeah.
goes right into Finding Nemo, right
Yeah.
into her running into Marlin.
Yeah.
And it was like her whole fucking life she's been lost and without friends. It's so goddamn depressing. I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm looking around, I'm like, everyone should be really mad at this movie right now, but nobody seems to be understanding that that's super fucked up. But
They had a I love how they did that they integrated it right into Finding Nemo. That at the end of not really at the end of her journey, she finds Marlin. But I like that they had the callbacks to some of the jokes in the first movie, like where she could talk whale.
Yeah.
You find out that she
it
had a
turns out
friend.
she had a pipe buddy,
Yeah.
Destiny. Yeah, it was good, man. It was a lot of fun.
Jim Gaffigan made an appearance.
Yeah.
'Cause- sorry, we laugh. And the otters, oh my god, dude, they were so adorable. The otters were so
Oh.
amazingly
Oh,
adorable.
cuddle party.
Yeah.
Cuddle party.
Oh my god, dude. I mean, I was like, I want an otter. That's like a sea
Right?
cat, right?
When
Pretty much.
And I like that I felt like they knocked up the ridiculous level a little bit, which I enjoyed, but I saw a lot of people complaining about it. But I was laughing the entire time Hank was driving that truck.
Yeah.
And Dory was telling him where to go.
Right.
Did you get distracted?
The whole fucking
Yeah.
time. I was cracking up. And then, spoiler, they cut away and you're like, they're not on the bridge, and then she comes over the rock cliff area and it cuts to slow motion and the music playing. You can see all the fish. Oh, it's so good.
It was
so funny.
fantastic.
The bucket part though was
The bucket part was
fucking-
fantastic.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really good.
There's no like scary parts in it though.
Yeah, like the
Did you notice
the
that?
Bruce the Shark scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Or the jellyfish thing. Yeah, that was the other thing too. Did you notice that Dory didn't have the scar on her fin that she
No.
got from the jellyfish in the first one?
Yeah, I didn't see
That
that.
was weird. Like maybe like I mean it looked like it was gonna be permanent. It could have healed, I guess, over that time because it was like a year later or whatever.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just really weird. But when she saw those line of shells towards the end there,
Oh, and then the camera angle spans up, and you just
You
see like
tons
a
of
sunburst.
lines.
yeah,
Yeah,
I was like,
lines.
oh no, the air got really dry in here.
I expected almost
Who
to
got
have
extra
her
onions?
find her parents dead, or just like not find them and assume that they're dead,
Oh Jesus Christ, it'd be the worst.
Right.
And then she swims away and you see him. I'm like, oh.
or just misses them. Oh, jeez.
I kind of got the feeling they were gonna be dead when she found the other group of the
Whatever the fish it is,
can't
and
remember what she
they
called.
said that
They were
her
gone?
parents went after her after she went missing. Yeah,
yeah, and they're gone. I was like,
yeah,
are you literally about to fucking every Disney movie us right now?
yeah.
Like, no, they went after you. I was like, oh, thank God, they could be alive still. Don't fucking do this to me. Yeah, it was brutal.
They got caught in a shipwreck.
Oh, an iceberg.
They got hit
Of
by the
Titanic
frozen ship.
proportions.
Uh,
No, man, that movie was really good.
Yeah,
I'm really happy about
the
that.
Sigourney Weaver thing made me laugh.
He was
Oh.
so excited when that happened.
Well, because I read that that line wasn't originally going to be in the movie. That there was for some reason they were having Sigourney Weaver do an audition for a voice in the movie, and so she started her audition off with, "Hi, I'm Sigourney Weaver," and so they loved that line so much that they put it in the film. Yeah,
Made sense. But it's just hearing Doris like, my friend Sigourney Weaver said.
Yeah. The kiddie pool part made me laugh too. All the creatures were super terrified about
the touching.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then Hank was like hiding under that rock as much as possible.
no, where they're making their way through that little canyon in there.
Yeah, the minefield of
little-
hands.
Yeah, well, yeah. Then the little the worms or whatever pop up.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Like,
"Don't go
turn
there,
back."
turn
Yeah.
back." Oh, I couldn't stop laughing. But yeah, it was like a fucking minefield of fucking hands coming
Yeah,
through
that
the
shit
water
was
and just.
Straight up like Saving Private Ryan style. I
Yeah.
was like, dang. You want to give us some kid little PTS action, man. What's wrong with you? Yeah, man. That I couldn't get over the graphics though.
Oh, they were
Holy
absolutely-
shit, man! The water was gorgeous.
They just
Yeah.
keep getting better and better. It's kind of ridiculous. Like I'm waiting for them just to kind of plateau out because I feel like you can't really make them much better, can you? Like
You can.
Well, it's gonna be to the point where they're gonna be the ones that break the mold of human and CG mix, where it doesn't look awful. Whereas like humans in a CG
where you don't
environment,
run into that uncanny valley
Yeah.
type of look.
where like
yeah,
like you'll see a human and you'll see a human they made, and you'll be like,
you're like, that's witchcraft there.
"Is that a real person?
Burn them at the stake.
Did you lawnmower man us?
Oh,
Is this a real person?"
then Johnny Depp goes into
Then
it.
they're like, you know what they're working at? They're working at a Roger Rabbit remake. They're like, we're gonna get so good, Roger Rabbit remake,
that would actually be pretty cool.
live action, and then you go to the CG world,
Mm-hmm.
and they can mix cartoons and CG all in one. Oh goddamn!
Oh, that would be awesome.
how come we haven't gotten a Roger Rabbit sequel? It makes
Or a
sense.
because-
remake at least.
Well, because of
Not a
the
remake.
licensing, because
Yeah.
there's so many different companies that were together.
Yeah, they took a lot of
Because it was
licensing
Disney
in that
and Warner
movie.
Brothers, or
Yeah.
yeah, we Disney and Warner Brothers, because it was Bugs Bunny and the Mickey Mouses.
You don't have to have Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse though. You just-
Well, you don't have to. That's
But
that's
they're
the reason,
iconic
yeah.
in that you would think that they should be in
Yeah.
it. You know, when you do.
Well, they
Who
should
Framed
Wreck-It
Roger
Ralph it,
Rabbit,
man. They should just be able to use those like just throwaway stuff, like they
Yeah.
did with Mario and Cubert and
And that
was,
like the
well,
Street Fighter ones
yeah.
and stuff.
Bugs and Mickey was a throwaway in Roger Rabbit. Like it's
That's what I
not-
mean. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. You use them as a throwaway.
But I don't think you need them. I think you can do fine with just original made up characters like Roger Rabbit.
Well, plus they have a plethora of their own characters they can throw in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we just named off a bunch
Yeah.
because you have all of their movies. Plus, they're Disney, so they have all the Disney stuff they can do. It's just like a different
Star
world.
Wars in there too.
Yeah, like they could have all of it. I think Mike just came.
Star Wars Infinity toys inside of it.
Oh, that's not a thing anymore.
They could, is what I'm saying. I know it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah. Like,
You could
have
even
Star
do like a
Wars,
throwaway
Marvel.
joke of like, oh, nobody plays this anymore.
Aw. You know what we need a remake of? Small Soldiers. I said it. Said it.
I enjoyed that
Small
movie.
Soldiers.
Hey, Tommy Lee Jones
It's on,
pops up
it's on the
again today.
Netflix. I think it's on the Netflix. It's July, so it might not be on there anymore. I keep seeing it on. I was like, well, I should watch it. I didn't remember how bad it is, and I was like,
It's pretty bad, but
Jay-
it's like one
Jay
of those.
Moore's finest work.
It's one of those
That's
movies
rough.
that you watched when you were a kid, and you just
it was super awesome when you
it
were a
was
kid.
super awesome because I remember that movie. There was like RC something or
And
other.
what was
and then
great,
the
though,
little dinosaurs
is
one.
Because they were toys, the toys looked just like the movies, which was always an issue for
Yeah.
getting toys looking like
Like the characters?
cool as the but the fact that they were just toys.
Toys.
They made toys for
yeah.
this movie, then they made toys for the movie.
Yeah, I was like, these look so good. I had the Tommy Lee Jones one, and
Which
then
is
I
funny
had-
because I remember like normally when you have those, the alien looking ones are the bad guys, but in that movie they weren't. They were
Yeah.
the good
Yeah.
guys. You're like, I'm super conflicted now. This one looks more like me, but he's bad. I feel bad now. Tommy
Oh.
Jones, you're a dick.
That's where James Cameron got it from.
Ah,
Yeah, that's exactly where he got it from. He stole it from Small Soldiers.
Avatar is
Yeah.
just a remake of Small Soldiers.
But on a different scale. The soldiers aren't.
what was the
real.
story? It was like it was like war microchips or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and somehow they made it into a toy line, and
Yeah. I don't remember it. So I know that was
there.
what was the good guys though.
They were like the more pacifist programming, I guess.
The programming too. I can't remember. Maybe
Fuck,
I'll have to
you're
watch
gonna
it.
make me watch this goddamn movie again, aren't you?
All right, end the podcast. Let's go watch it, and then we go play Division. No?
No,
Oh,
calm down.
No? Okay.
We are about that time though.
Yeah, 45 minutes, nice and tight. Keep it tight.
So another hour to go.
I don't think I can make it.
Bye.
Joe's got the poop shakes right now.
Joe's got the pee like
okay.
a racehorse.
It looks like that. Like, oh man, I can't relax.
Mm.
Poop. Anyways, yeah. So 3 things to watch this weekend:
Purge.
Small Soldiers, Purge, Election Year,
And Finding
and
Dory.
Finding Dory. There you go. That's
Cover
your
all
sign.
the
A
bases.
very good selection.
We cover
You can take kids to all 3 of them.
family friendly,
Mm-hmm. You can.
super violent, and bad.
Yep.
We cover all the
Yep.
bases.
Yep.
Don't watch it.
Oh,
what order
by
to
the
watch those
way,
in, though?
sports fans, if anybody who listens to this also likes sports, that All or Nothing documentary on the Cardinals is dope as fuck.
Did you finish it yet?
Yeah,
How many episodes is it?
it's 8. I knocked it out on Sunday.
A couple guys at work were watching it. And I was like,
It's really well done. It's really good. Spoiler alert, you're gonna cry if you watch the whole thing. It has nothing to do with sports.
really?
Yep, a dog dies in it.
That's random.
Yeah, real fucked up.
Dog just wanders into shot and then like
No,
dies?
no. Michael Bidwell has a dog, and the dog happened to die during the filming of the show.
Oh,
And it's fucking rough, dude.
Ouch. All right.
sorry. He said
It's-
rough.
It's
Dog.
You said
Any-
walks into a shot. I was like, they shot the dog? And
Well,
I
that
what you
would have
said.
been
Could you imagine
surprising.
like a dog just walking by in the background and just got pinged in the head with a football? If a dog died like that, I'd be like, that's sad but kind of funny.
In
Like
memory
that
of-
This
pigeon
way is
that
nothing funny about it.
Randy, what's his name, hit with the fastball?
Oh, Randy Johnson.
Randy
Yeah.
Johnson.
He
Blew
murdered that
up
bird.
blew up that pigeon.
He's murdered that pigeon. Fuck you, pigeon.
Nothing left but like 18 feathers after everything touched
Well,
the
yeah,
ground.
because because it was going so fast it burnt the other ones
Yeah.
up. He disintegrated the pigeon.
Yeah. So watch that. Yeah. So watch.
So are they going to do more of that? Because I know it said season 1. Are they going to do other
I
teams?
assume Amazon is gonna jump on another team because this has been really successful for them.
Yeah.
So I assume they're gonna jump to another team to film this year.
I'd like to see the statistics of how many people from Arizona. bought
Everyone
Prime.
in
to watch it.
Arizona. Well, see, here's the thing: you can watch it for free. It'll let you watch it for free
Oh, really?
if you just have your regular basic login account.
Oh, why?
But there's commercials,
Oh, fuck commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, got you. Okay.
so that's why
I'd still like to see that metric though. I want to see how much, like, how many people bought a subscription. To watch.
I
and, like,
bet
only
it did
watched
good enough to where next year it's only Prime.
Oh, like a tease. Plus, I heard it's really good for like because the one guy from Mario from work, he is a Steelers fan, so you already know he's partially mentally handicapped anyways. But he watched it because he likes football and like that stuff, so he watched it because of that. Andy, who watched it also, I know he's a Denver Broncos fan.
Well, football fans are weird. Like, there's this odd clamoring for football all the time. That,
Yeah, because people who like football
and people
like it
are
all the
obsessed
time.
with it. Like,
It's
I
because
like
it's
football.
the shortest time though. I think for any
Yeah.
sport though.
It's
really,
it
it's
only
only,
happens
like-
once a week, or your
Yeah.
team only plays once. I get that. I get why it's popular. I just hate the fact that people are so overly fucking like
Into
it's
it.
the greatest thing. It's like, yeah, it's cool, man, but fucking chill the fuck out.
Like
There's
people
other
have a
things to
countdown
do.
to the draft day, and then
The
like,
only reason I watched this one is because it was the Cardinals. And
So
I
let me
was-
ask you a question. So who's your least favorite football team in the NFL?
my least favorite.
Like if they all died in a fiery wreckage right now, you wouldn't bat an eye.
That makes me feel worse, but the Niners.
Okay, so
No, I don't. It was like the Niners or the Seahawks or something.
what's so like that? Like least favorite. So think of a team you don't care anything about, win or lose.
Jacksonville.
Okay, Jacksonville Jaguars, right? I got one right. I got it
Yeah.
right. Fuck yeah.
Good.
So next season for All or Nothing is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Would you watch it?
Because
Would
of,
you check it out?
because of how well
It was done, right?
it was done this year,
see?
I'll probably watch whatever it is next year.
And I think that would help a lot
And
of people.
had it started with Jacksonville, there's no way I would have watched it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like,
But Arizona, very sneakily, people who live here aren't quite used to it yet. But Arizona over the last 2 years have been one of the most
solid
popular teams
Yeah.
in terms of entertainment value and still winning.
they've had really good games.
yeah,
even though they haven't.
and they've had really good
taken it all.
primetime games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the biggest thing. Last year they had 4 primetime games.
It's a conspiracy.
So it's they have personalities. Like the biggest reason it worked is Bruce Arians, the head coach of the Cardinals.
I hear he's a nutball too.
Is hilarious, but
Yeah.
he cusses like crazy, and it's fantastic because he's very creative in how he cusses.
British level of
Oh, he calls one of his own players a fucking dickwad at one point in practice. Like, but he's like talking to himself. He's all, you hear like they show him and you see him tense up and his teeth grit and he's like, oh, that goddamn fucking dickwad. What the fuck is he doing? And he turns back to his coaches. But no, he's funny, but like he's got a good personality too. And then the Cardinals are kind of like they're stacked with charismatic players right now. Like they got Honey Badger and Patrick Peterson, so they translate well on the TV. And so I'm trying to think. I feel like they have to do another season of it because it's so popular. Like Pittsburgh would be a good landing spot because you want to do someone that you think is going to be good.
I think you'd want to look at teams that also have a lot of not turmoil, but like a lot of that
Personalities,
built in history though too. Like you'd have, like obviously a big one would like I think I would be interested in would be Green Bay.
Yeah, well,
because
Green
of the
Bay
history.
has great players on on both sides of the ball too, and I think you're gonna need those great players. But Green Bay has a lot of that. Pittsburgh has really good players on both sides of the ball. But I was trying to I would be interested to see New England just because of Bill Belichick and the Tom Brady situation, but I don't feel like Bill Belichick would ever let that happen.
Yeah.
But that would be
As a distraction
super
alone,
interesting. But it was really well done. It's much better than Hard Knocks. Like for people who love Hard Knocks and watch it every year, like what's cool about Hard Knocks is like something happens and then next week it's on TV.
Yeah,
It's that instant. It's real current and in the
because
moment.
it runs during the season.
Well, it runs during training camp. It's just about training camp.
Well,
And
that's what I
by
mean,
the
it runs
time,
during,
by the time week 1 starts, you hit your finale of Hard Knocks, so you're prepped. But the problem is Hard Knocks has always been bad teams. Like there hasn't been a good team on Hard Knocks in like 6 years. So, and then also I don't like Hard Knocks because half of the storyline is watching either young guys or old guys trying to stay in the league and not making it and getting cut. Like that's the reoccurring theme.
Yeah, I mean, it's Hard Knocks.
Yeah, and it's rough to watch, and I don't think you should get to see people get fired at the rate that you get to see it. It's just not fun for me to watch. But I think the access that you're granted with All or Nothing, how can it was, and it goes back with like players and coaches as families. The best thing was the individual squad like film room sessions. Like I'm spacing on the guy's name right now, but the defensive line coach for the Cardinals is hilarious in film.
Really?
Yeah, when he's going over stuff, he's just ripping people to shreds every time they fuck up, and like they're star players, like just tearing them to pieces. But he's hilarious while he's doing it. Like if it's not happening to you, it's really funny. But then you would feel real bad if he was saying shit like that to you. But yeah, definitely go check that one out too if you've been on the fence about it, or if you're like me, you're in the minority who doesn't like Hard Knocks and you don't really need football 24/7 like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
This is still worth the watch.
All right.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Fair enough.
The production value looked good from what I saw over Mario's shoulder.
It's
on
NFL
his
Films,
cracked
man. You got it.
iPhone.
NFL
Can't
Films
screen,
is high level shit at this point. Like they got it down to a T. So
A T. Speaking of a T, this is the end, motherfuckers, of this episode.
T and
T and to hand.
tanned.
Tend. One word. Tend.
We tend.
Yep. We tend to end this right now.
Boom.
Ah.
Wordplay.
Wordplay. It's like library foreplay.
Yeah.
That was not as funny ever. Anyways, that's it for this week's episode of Comes Naturally. We
Can you
are.
imagine
Joe.
the paper cuts, Mike.
You don't fuck the books.
I don't know what you're getting at.
You get a librarian hot by using wordplay.
In a library,
Sure.
Yes.
Why not?
still very high risk of paper cuts.
Don't fuck books,
All right, bro.
especially if you read on a Kindle, because that ruins your Kindle. Just saying. And I'm Cody, and
The
as
home
usual,
button's stuck.
little weird thing is there's no actual home button.
It's all
That's
touchscreen.
actually just your.
So if your home
leftovers.
button,
Oh no.
yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you can tell I have an iPad. Huh?
It's a touch screen. And as usual, guys, you just came naturally. Ooh, that sounded worse this time because we were
Yep.
talking about this time.
Yep. Bye.
Go fuck yourselves.